Minister, your government's environmental plan is estimated to cost tens of thousands of good-paying jobs across the energy sector. Your mandate letter says that you must work with the Minister of Labour in moving forward with legislation and comprehensive action to achieve a just transition for these workers. 1 year later, and your colleague minister has tabled no such legislation. Minister, has your government abandoned the idea of coming up with a just transition plan for workers in the energy sector? How much longer are Canadian oil and gas workers whose jobs are on the line supposed to wait to see a meaningful plan from your government?
Mr. Wilkinson.
Let me just start by thanking the honourable senators for having me here today, and just acknowledging that this session is taking place on the ancestral and traditional territories of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people. Thank you, Senator, for the question. I would actually challenge one of the things you said at the very beginning, which is most forecasts actually say that we are going to have far more jobs than jobs that we may lose through the process of the energy transition. I would also say that many of the jobs that we see in the future, such as the production of hydrogen or biofuels, actually from a skill set perspective don't look very much different from the types of skills that are required in the existing energy sector within this country. But we are working on the discussion around the just transition. That is about an economic plan for a future economy that will be prosperous and strong in the context of a lower carbon future. It is also about adjustment in cases where there is displacement of workers, like for coal-fired power plant workers. That is certainly something we're working on, and we intend to introduce legislation in the new year.
Senator Platt.
Well, Minister, the fact of the matter is 300,000 Canadians working in the oil and gas sector have already lost their jobs since your government took office. Your colleague, the Minister of Labour, says that industry workers need to know how much we appreciate their talents and how valuable they are. With Christmas just around the corner, what these workers need is certainty that their jobs are safe and that they will not be forced out of their rural communities to obtain employment. Minister, can you ensure our energy sector workers today that their jobs will be protected during these already difficult economic times?
Minister Wilkinson.
Thank you, Senator, for the question. I would say right now we are actually seeing historic volumes of both gas and oil production in this country. There have been some attrition in terms of jobs in the energy sector, but that has largely been the result of automation. But certainly what we are saying as we move forward, where oil and gas will play a less significant role as a driver of economic growth in this country, that we are going to have to ensure that we are putting into place economic programs that create jobs in the areas where the country will grow and be prosperous going forward, but also programs to ensure that folks that may be affected can be transitioned with respect to the skill sets that they're going to require for the new jobs that will be created through this. So yes, we are firmly committed to that, but I would say, you know, in your comment about the loss of jobs in the sector, it is primarily at this stage, given the volumes being produced, the result of automation.
Senator MacDonald.